Long way, get this shit a long way, this shit a long way. Long way, hit it long way, 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 shit long way, long shit long way, long way, long way, long way, long way, long way, shit a long way. Gotta get the shit a long way, get the shit a long way, finish rich, gotta get the shit a long way, get the shit a long way. She don't really understand, man. Gotta know but she don't really understand, man. Gotta get a meal, but she don't understand. She be tripping every day, she be tripping every way. But I gotta get this shit a long way, tryna get money every single way, tryna get money every single day, get money every single way, every day. Every day we gotta get paid, yeah. Every day we gotta get paid, yeah. I'm feeling like we be the new slaves. No, we gotta finish rich. No, we gotta finish rich. Got a new bitch, she don't understand rich. She don't understand, she gotta get rich. She don't understand, sometimes we gotta hit lit. No, we ain't hit lit. Tryna get the long way, yeah. Tryna get this shit the long way, yeah. Coach is tryna wrap up an entree, yeah. Told you the other day that did my phone strong. We gon' shoot the long way, we gon' get the long way, yeah. Yeah, get the shit the long way. My bitch be tripping back and forth like a phone way. My name is Tori, I ain't playing games, so I'm done Tori. Yesterday she told me that she about to leave, I said fuck it, bitch, we gon' get some money. I said fuck it, bitch, I'm about to get some money. So what I do today, I went and got some money, yeah. Cause we gon' get this shit the long way, we gon' get the long way, yeah. Back and forth like the pong way, yeah. Man, I'ma get this shit the long way, get this shit the long way. Just the only way today, because they go this shit's crazy. You gotta wear a mask, we the new slaves, and we be wearing this shit like every day. We be okay, we gon' be okay, they gon' be okay, they gon' be okay for me, yeah. So we gon' get this shit the long way, we gon' get this shit the long way, we gon' get this shit the long way, yeah, we get this shit the long way, yeah, cause we gon' be okay, yeah, we get the long way, yeah.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to another edition of Savings Minus Debt. I am LJ, just a second, the founder of SMD. Now, I'm LJ. I'm part of SMD. SMD is a family, okay? It's not just me, all right? It's something, yes, I created it, but a creation for a purpose, all right? You're probably asking, who are you if you're new to the channel? I'm here to simply share my gift. And my gift is that I know there's a psychological part in capitalism. I discovered that. And it's true because it's a mathematical fact, and that's period. That's it, right? And it's a thing that you really don't have to, it's not an opinion. It doesn't matter how you feel about what I'm saying. None of that matters, because if math says it's true, period. If you don't believe math, you have what is called a psychological problem. That means it's your problem. Now, with this knowledge comes with knowing that no currency exists for debt slaves. You know why? Because they are the currency. It's them. But they don't know it. That's the psychological part that they don't know. They don't know that they are. Even when I say it out loud, they have no idea what I'm talking about. Now, you're probably saying, well, who's a debt slave? Debt slaves are people that believe they can own things with no money of their own. People that believe they can buy a house with mortgages, buy cars on sale with 84-month car loans, and they think they get a car on sale, and it's just financing taxes and wrapping. Now, I also know that's just part of how it works. That's just the way it is, what it is, because the wonderful thing about this system is that it's a choice. You get to choose. You get to choose which side, because it's positive and negative, right? And the lovely thing about it, you get to choose which side of the economy you want to be on, the positive side or the negative side. If you choose not to trust the calculator, you're on the negative side. If you choose to trust the calculator, you're on the positive side. It really is that simple. It really is that simple. It's just bananas when I even say it out loud. You know why I'm laughing? Because I was a college educated, six-figure earning VMware engineer debt slave, and I didn't even know it. I'm so smart. I make six figures, but I didn't know that. That is just mind blowing to me when I even say it out loud to you guys today. Okay, I just want you guys. That's why I'm laughing. I'm not even laughing at you. I'm laughing at myself. Anyway, knowing this, knowing that you guys are the currency, you guys are everything. You're the money, the gold, the silver. You're the stock market. You're the retirement plans. You're the life insurance plans. Life and whole. You guys are just. You guys are. Oh, should I get whole life? Should I get this? No, none of that. You don't have money to buy any of that. None of that's all business, you guys. I hope you guys know that. That's just called business. You're just on the wrong side of it. That's it. Once you come on the positive side of the economy, you will clearly see what all that is for. It's for you, because it's all you. It's all you. Everything's you. You're not saving for nothing, retirement, getting a 401k, getting a 401k match, and think you're getting cars on sales. You guys are thinking you're owning property with rental loans. It's just, but it's absolutely bananas to look at today. It's like, it's like, damn, I didn't see that. Congratulations, bank. You got me good. You got me good. Imagine this. Okay, let's go through the scenario. Okay, now that I'm on the positive side of the economy, now pretend I'm over talking to the banks. I'm on the correct side of it. Now I'm asking, pretend I'm just fresh over, and now I'm asking the bank questions, okay? So you mean millions of people believe they're homeowners with mortgages? And the bank has answered, yes, they do. They all believe they're homeowners and they own nothing. Correct. No, they don't. And they don't know it. No, they don't. See? Obviously, they don't. How long? So you mean like this? So remember, I'm asking the bank question. So you mean they don't know? They don't know it doesn't take 30 years to pay off one house? No, they don't. Now they don't know it. Now they believe it takes 40 years. How long does that take? Centuries. That takes a long time to make people believe that. All of them, listen, so wait a minute. So if they Google and see that there are trillions of dollars in mortgage loan debt, they still don't see what that means? Nope, they don't. Not even, listen, not even if you tell them to their face, they'll still believe they're homeowners. Doesn't even matter. That is powerful. I'm in my 40s. Now, I mean, I'm 50, but I started to discovering it beginning my 40s. I knew something was wrong. I'm like, I'm missing, not wrong, but I was missing something. And I knew I was. I used to say that to myself when I was a debt slave in the credit game and shit. I used to go, man, I'm missing something. There is something I'm missing. I used to say that all the time, but there was nobody around me to answer that question. I didn't even know how to ask a person that, hey, man, you know what? I'm trying to figure out this. I'm trying to figure out this money game, and there's something I'm missing. You know, you got a million videos on YouTube telling you what you're missing. It's just bananas. You guys don't know who to trust. Anybody that says get rich fast or get rich quickly, that's the wrong. You don't listen to those people, because speed has nothing. The speed of it is up to you. It's the speed of how fast you get wealthy or rich, whatever you determine that is. The speed of that is up to you, not somebody outside of you. Lately, anyway, with that knowledge, man, it's just I'm happy to have, excuse me. I am now happy to have a seat in the stadium of the United States of America. I'm just happy to have a seat now. I just sit back and watch. Guess who's on the field, debt slaves? You're on the field. This field expands the United States of America, though. That's that's the size of that field. The borders, yeah, that's it. Right there. That's the size of the stadium. And you're in the center of it. I'm just happy to have a seat. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know there were seats. Yeah, and look how many seats there are. If I imagine the stadium of the United States of America, and there were seats that were surrounding that stadium. Okay, Imagine me being in that stadium, sitting down. You know how many available seats there are around here? Plenty. Nobody's here robbing and stealing and cheating on their taxes and scamming people and trying to get over on others. There's no tolerance of that at all, because there's no need for it, because the currency is you. Everything is you. Why, if you cheat, like, do this, for example. When you understand that there's a psychological piece, if you cheat on your taxes, you know who you're really cheating? You're cheating yourself, because you don't know how to play. That's why you're cheating. You're like, damn, so taxes are not bad? No, you know why? You know why most of you debt slaves hate taxes? Because you guys finance them. That's why you guys hate them. Taxes is holding me back. So say it like this. Say it like this. Say like taxes, say like $1, and taxes take 30% of that dollar, right? That means you're left with 70%. But you can't get rich because they're taking less of that dollar that from you. That doesn't even make any sense. You have the most. You think you could just, everybody knows, understands the law. Taxes, period. That's a law. You know how you're participating in the system? You're participating using the time in your life. You can't just sit around and do nothing. What are you here for then? You think the US dollar being, listen, you think the US dollar being number one in the world is, you think that was easy? You think everybody in the world agreed to that? Hey, yeah, I agreed. Yeah. Yeah, I think the dollar should, the US dollar. No, that's not free. When you have a seat in the stadium, oh, that's clear. Oh, okay, I get it. Totally get it. I'm here just to, hey, listen, there's a positive side and a negative side of the economy. I'm just here to help people come to the positive side of it and contribute to the system properly, 100%. Know why? Because there's very few people that live here do that. Very few. Sitting there just cheating on themselves, just messing shit up. It's like this. Okay, put it this way. Say like you had a good friend that stayed over, that needed to stay the night over your house, okay? For some unknown reason. All right. You're like, cool, cool. But your friend smokes cigarettes. And you turn to the friend and say, hey, you could spend a night, that's fine, but you can't smoke in my house. And then the friend says, oh, fuck that, I'm gonna smoke anyway, and pulls out the cigarette and starts smoking in your house. What do you think? What would you do at that moment? Would you ignore them and continue to let them smoke and fill up your house with nasty ass cigarette smoke? Or would you kick them out of your house? You'd kick them out of your house. So taxes are the law here in the United States, in the House of the United States. That's the same thing. You think you're just gonna come here and say, "Oh yeah, fuck your laws"? No, 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 no. That answer is no. So with this knowledge, I've been running. I'm not even saying run into a problem, but usually things happen for a reason. Now I'm having clients now that are coming out on the other side. They're at zero, and they're like, "Hey, LJ, what do I do now?" Which are valid questions, right? And then I say, you know what? Okay, start. Well, I can't really help them with, I can kind of guide them to say, okay, you're going to have to own your own business to truly be successful. But when it comes to the taxes, they're like, I say, hey, they always ask, hey, LJ, you do taxes? I was like, no, I don't do taxes. No, I help you find the people, the professional tax business people that do taxes. I help you find them. You say, how do we find them? They must be personally debt free. That's a requirement. Now we all know that's difficult. Same goes for accountants. It's very rare. Listen, it's very rare that you're going to find a tax professional or a professional accountant who is personally debt free. That is very difficult to find. That's like a needle in a haystack. So I thought to myself, I am going to start reaching out to the professional business tax people, professional accountants that want to maybe take their business to the next level and be 99 and have an advantage over 99% of the people in your business. And they won't even know how you're doing it. Your company will be one of the best in the United States of America, all because I show you if you don't like, if you're listening to this and this is you and you don't know there's a psychological piece in capitalism, you need to come see me ASAP. Especially if you are a professional involved in our tax system, you need to come see me ASAP right away. I will make you one of the best. I will help you participate in the system properly and make you one of the best in the United States of America. And the world, if you choose, because capitalism is everywhere. It's all the same, just different flavors. It's nothing, not a big deal. The main core of it is debt slaves. It doesn't matter how it's set up, it's just them. Now, now when I talk to Andre and he's like, hey, wealthy people have different residences in different countries. Oh, now I see why they do that. Okay, now it makes sense. That makes total sense. Because once you understand the once you understand the psychological piece in capitalism, it doesn't matter where you go because you know exactly any country that you go to. Say like I went to Canada and I wanted to start a business. I know exactly who to pick to create my business in Canada and who will do it properly according to all of Canada's financial laws to the T. I go up there and find a Canadian tax person who is what? Personally debt free. And then I find an accountant who is the same. And then I find a business person that knows how to set up businesses in Canada who is personally debt free because they understand there's a psychological piece in capitalism. So you must participate properly to ever become wealthy. You must participate properly. That's the only way to become wealthy. The only way. Just like the system, it puts people in prison uh, uh, that violate the financial laws. They reward the people that follow them. They're rewarded because they're both needed. That creates balance. It has to be that way. Now that I have a seat in the stadium, I'm just watching you guys. I'm just looking at you. Wow, they all believe they drive. Man, people who finance electric cars really believe they're saving money on gas. Yes, they do. They sure do. Don't even know anything, nothing. Just they're not saving nothing. That is just absolute. To have a seat in this stadium, you guys don't even get it. Oh, that's why you participate in the financial system properly. I get it. I was just cheating myself. Yes, you're just cheating yourself, following along with debt slaves. Oh, taxes are bad. They're keeping me back. You never really own a house because of taxes, taxes. Anybody you hear talk very emotional about taxes, I automatically know that they don't understand them. That's why they're getting emotional. Taxes help build wealth. They don't take away. They only take away from people on the negative side of taxes. Taxes are positive and negative. People on the negative side of taxes hate taxes because they're on the negative side of them. You don't have to be there. That's a choice. That's a choice. If you choose to be on the negative side of taxes, that's a choice. Say it like this. Say it like this. Say it like you're a person right now. Either you're not paying your taxes or you're doing tax evasion or you think you're doing something, whatever, right? And you're still working because you have to, because you got to eat. So you still got to work. All I would say like this, all I would have to do is take one look at your personal credit report and it will tell me why you're doing that. Because the law is clear. They say listen, time is the most valuable thing on earth, the time in your life. Money is always second. They do not get out of order except by you. The law is clear. If you get caught doing tax evasion, they're going to take some of the time of your life and put you in prison. Now, at that moment, a light should go off in your head. Like, whoa, wait a minute. They're going to take something because you're doing it for money. You're thinking, hey, if I don't pay taxes, I get to keep more of the money. That's what you think in your brain, though it's not mathematically true. So what you're really doing it is for money. That means your life order is out of order. Because you can listen, none of this is invisible or anything. You just go to the government's website and see how much they print money for. All you got to do is go look. So that means whatever you're doing to try to keep the money and save something or do something, whatever you think you're doing, that's how much you're selling the time in your life for by doing it. And where I have a seat in the stadium, oh no, I'm doing none of that at all. PPP fraud, all this, nope, none of that. Like here, let me give an example. You know how I look at PPP fraud? It's like debt slaves signing up for service. Because listen, it's so easy. It makes absolutely no sense. You can create a fake company and get millions of dollars. Big bad industries. I had 15,000 employers, and then you get approved. Wow, that was pretty easy. It's like this. I don't know what to believe. Either you think the government's really that stupid, or I don't really get it. I'm like, you cannot believe that they're that dumb. You cannot. Yes, they do. Yes, they do, Linnell. Look at them. Look how many people signed up and committed PPP fraud. You guys just sold yourself. You just sold yourself for the amount of money you stole. You know how clear that is to see? Oh my God. You guys have, especially you young people that did it for like $1,000, $2,000. You sold yourself for $2,000. Whose fault is that? Yours. Because as soon as you committed the fraud, they told you before you press enter to send it across the internet, they said, hey, if you do this, you could possibly go to prison. This is a felony. I guarantee you it's in there. This is a federal crime if you lie about this. It's in there, I promise you. I don't even have to be a lawyer to know that. If you press enter, listen, I'm sure the verbiage is different, but it says, as soon as you press enter, the crime is committed. Not when you get the money, if you get the money, not even if you got it at all. As soon as you press enter, the crime is committed. It actually has nothing to do with the money. It's you. You just sold yourself voluntarily. Of course, they didn't do anything. You did it. When you know capital, there's a psychological piece. There might as well be a big sign on this. Hey, this is a trap. Don't do this. You don't want to do this. You're going to be trapped forever. You don't. It says it. Big red flags, flashing lights. Hey, no, you don't. And people just look past that and go, hey, they just see that money. If you are especially the young people, because you guys are just social media, man. You guys don't know what to believe. And I get it. You guys are young. You're brand new to Earth. You think everybody past 30 is old, but what you don't realize, you are brand new to Earth. You got to remember that. If you're 20, you're brand new. I've been here, and guess what? I've been here, and I know there's a psychological piece in capitalism. I know you guys have no idea what that means. I know, but I'm telling you, as your person you think who's old in their 50s, I'm a person in my 50s that knows there's a psychological piece in capitalism. That's a big difference because there's hardly anybody on earth that knows that. You come to this side, guess what? I just show you how to participate correctly on the positive side. Listen, I believe, and this is just my opinion because again, I just discovered this. I don't know how many parts there are. I'm just saying I think I know four. Okay. There's a psychological piece, positive and negative, a psychological and physical piece. That's what I believe for now, today. I bring you on the positive and psychological side of it all. Teach you how to participate in the system properly. Not only in the US, in any country you wish that has capitalism. I'll show you how to do it. I'll show you how to do it. And guess what? 99% of your peers won't even know how you're doing it, even if you told them to their face. They wouldn't even know. What's up, Ulysses, Nick, Deshaun, Andre, Heat? Financial speculation and the credit system started back in the city of ancient Rome, according to the audiobooks. I'm sure this is just a repeated process, but I'm learning now that I have a seat in the stadium. I know I clearly see there must be balance. There must be people that know, and there must be people that do not know for it to work. There must be people. I believe I'm just here to help the people on the positive psychological side to come participate properly because there's no way, listen, debt slaves, there's no way you could do this by yourselves. You guys have no idea. You don't even own yourself. So you are definitely, you cannot be left unattended. That is a no-no. What's up, every day? Thanks for posting live announcement, Nick. Appreciate it, Nick. Thank you, sir. Trust that calculator. Thanks to you, I've started seeing everything through the lens of psychological capitalism. Yep. Make sure you look at it as you understand that now you understand there's a psychological part, piece, whatever in capitalism. Linnell wasn't going on. Linnell wasn't going on, my brother. Oh, you might have misspelled that or something. What's happening? He said, I got a cousin, 31, who has withdrawn from his 401k and flexing on Facebook for females like the getting money. Mean he really struggling and broke. It's sad to see, but he won't. Of course not. Young people, you guys are trapped in that You guys are worried about, hey, is AI coming? And AI, you guys are in it right now. You guys are in AI. You're part of it. It's not coming. It's been here before you were born, especially you young people. You guys thinking, hey, something. No, when 2020 came, you're just seeing the economy evolving into something else. You're just lucky enough to be alive to see it, but you don't know what you're seeing because you haven't been here long enough. You're just born, you think, oh wow, that's cool. Look, hey, listen, 2020 came and the whole entire world stopped. I'm gonna say that one more time. 2020 came, the entire world stopped. You will never, ever, 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 anybody listening to this broadcast, you will never see that happen again in this lifetime. Never. You guys will never see that. Maybe if you're, maybe if you're like 18 right now, and by the time you turn 90, then you might see it happen again. But for now, you won't. You young people have no idea what you're seeing right now. You have no idea the opportunity. You can jump on right now. Come see me. You can jump on right now. This is the beginning of the new economy. You guys can get on board the correct way. While the debt slaves will be wishing the way they wish the way it used to be, this and that. And as long as they keep talking about that shit, they'll talk about that shit for the next like 10 years and then realize it's never going back after they're 10 years in. Meanwhile, you guys will not only be 10 years ahead, you'll be light years ahead. Light years. If SMD's SMD's knowledge is light years ahead of millions. Light years. Like jump on the transporter bay and Star Trek and beam down to another planet. It's like that, but psychologically. You don't have to physically beam yourself. You can beam yourself psychologically. Did you know that? And once your psychological perspective of how it works changes, and then you'll see how to participate in, hey, oh yeah, I'm in the United States of America. Oh, they do it this way. Oh, they want it like that, and you pay this and do that, and you do it this way. And then once you understand how it works, you're like, oh, that's why all that shit does that. For that. Got it. Okay, got it. Understood. Oh, credit reports are really owner ledgers. Oh, they just house the list of businesses that own each debt slave. Yeah, okay, that's pretty cool. And you just what? You just keep look. Oh, you just keep making them look at their credit score, and they're just so focused on that they don't focus within the credit report. Nope, they sure don't. Nope. They don't even know the credit scores are not even free. Nope, they have to pay for that with finance charges. Yes, they pay for all that. God damn bank. That is absolutely okay. Hold up. Do any of them know about the central banks? No, you could ask any debt slave. They have no idea what the central bank is, what they are, how many are throughout. They don't have no idea. Do they care? No, they don't. They just care about the local bank. Yeah, that's it. So the local banks report to all the reserve banks, and then they go to the big bank in DC. Yes, they report to that one. Yes, that big one. That big one on prime real estate in Washington, D.C., just sitting there serving nobody. It just sits there. That building is making a statement. Hey, listen, when I look at a picture of the central bank in DC, the central bank, now I understand why it looks like that. Now I understand why it's on the most prime real estate in the area where it's at. It all makes sense. I got it. What's up, Cosmic? Shout out to Nick for the $9.99. Understanding capitalism is psychological will place you light years ahead. Sure will. And it's actually, you know what, Nick? Actually saying that it's psychological is wrong. I say because we know there's a physical piece and it has to be. So now you probably noticed that I'm saying there's a psychological part. There's a psychological piece. Because I'm clearly understanding that there must be balance for it to work. Exactly. That's a flex. You're right about that. You have no idea how much it's a gift to see what you it's a gift to be alive during a time that this happened. You got to see what you guys really don't see. You guys got to see the stop of an old economy and the beginning of a new one. See, but when you're in debt, you don't know that. You don't know what just happened. You don't know you're at the beginning of something. You can get a if you come to SMD, you have no idea how many light years you will be shot ahead. First, debt slaves don't even know that they're debt slaves. First, they have to know that they're debt slaves. Okay, you you're nowhere near understanding what happened to the world. Well, you have no idea what happened. Nothing. If you don't know that you're a debt slave, you don't even know. You guys will be man. Damn. Mimi says, I'm considering whether to add an extra 1,000 to my student loan to pay it off due to payoff in 3-4 years, or use the 1,000 to fund a business and make more money. Hmm. I'm considering whether to add an extra 1,000 to my student loan to pay it off due to. Okay, this is a. Okay, let's break this question. Let's break this statement up in two parts. If you have do this way so you can understand what I'm doing. If you open up your calculator and put in 1,000 minus your student loan balance and hit equal, okay? That that is a large negative number on your calculator. So mathematically, in reality, you really don't have $1,000 at all. The $1,000 that you believe that you have extra or whatever, it's really not there. So let's make sure you understand that. But if you're thinking about taking that 1,000 and put it into a business that you have certified that you will be making money from, you take that 1,000 and start that business. If you know for a fact that this business is going to make money, not hoping, not you heard, not your friend told you should do it. You already know if you do this business, you will make money. You take that 1,000, even though I said it's not there. You still take that 1,000 and start that business. And then you create a successful business. And then guess what? If you create a successful business, guess who's going to pay off your student loans then? Your customers, not you personally. Your customers will do it. If you know this business is going to make money. Sure is. What's up, Geek Surgeon? Great question. I am really serious about finding these professional accountants, professional tax lawyers, professional tax professionals, period. If you do not know there's a psychological piece in capitalism and you want to make your business grow bigger than anybody in your business, in your area, in whatever, come see me ASAP. Because if you're just coming to the channel, you kind of listen and you're nervous. Oh, is he just talking shit or whatever? You're wasting time. You're wasting time because once you know, you're gonna be like, damn, I should have came to you last year. I should have came to you 2 years ago. You're gonna be kicking yourself in the ass. That's what you're gonna be doing. I should have did. Hey, but it's all part of the process. I don't want to push you. Come to me when you're ready, because I'm just here to tell you this. There's nobody on the internet like me. I'm gonna say that one more time. There is no one on the internet like me. Nobody. Don't look at my subscribers and think, oh, he only has 4,000 subscribers. It has nothing to do with subscribers, nothing. The 4,000 people you see, those are people that are psychologically ahead of you. That's all you need to worry about. That's how many there are. There's plenty of room. If there's only 4,000 people, that means there's plenty of room for more. That small number is a badge of honor for me, because I know it doesn't. I know the 4,000 people that are there, they're there because they want to be there. They're not there because I sold them something. They're not there because I kept it. They're there because they chose to be there. And when you hear me say there's nobody like me, you probably think I'm bragging, right? It sounds like, oh, who you think he is? No, it's a fact. That's why my voice sounds the way it does, because it's a fact. There is no one that does what I do. And there are very few people that know what I know. Debt slaves, you guys have no idea. There's a totally different language when you understand the psychological piece. There's a totally different language. You guys have no idea it even exists. When you guys speak about money, you have no idea what you're saying. You're like, you guys be saying things that make no mathematical sense at all, and you don't even know you're saying it. When I look at it now, it commands respect. Believe that. It commands it. Because I think to myself, what kind of mind it has that capability? How do you even begin to plan that? How do you, okay, we're going to start, okay, we're going to create this border. Okay, we're going to start, we're going to do it. It's going to be physical, but yeah, we're going to add, I don't even know. I'm just talking. If I didn't take the time to own myself, I would have never known that. I would have never known in a million years that there's a psychological piece of capitalism. I would have never known that, ever. I was making six figures. I clearly thought I wasn't a debt slave. Why? Because I was making six figures. All the channels and podcasts, they all tell you, they basically say, if you're the shit if you make six figures. That you know why that is? Because the majority of you guys do not. The majority of you guys never will. So of course you believe six figures. That's why they always use that number for you guys, because very few of you guys do it. They have made you believe that if you make six figures, you're somehow made it or successful or something. According to who? Them or your credit report? Which one you talking about? I always go by your personal credit report to see how much you're worth. That's your true net worth, debt slaves. All you got to do is log into. You don't need no finance person to calculate your net worth. All you got to do is log into your online credit report, scroll down past the credit score, grab that big number and place a negative in front of it, and that is your net worth, guaranteed. That's your net worth. You're probably thinking, well, how am I living in this house? Because the bank lets you live there. As long as you keep making payments, they let you live there. That's not rocket science. You stop paying, you got to get out. You guys say the same old thing. At least I can make a lot of noise and paint my walls yellow and this and that. The bank doesn't care what you do to the house as long as you keep making the payments. Who cares what you do to it? That's your problem. When rent prices rise, you guys are going to be messed up. And says who? You guys say the most things that make no math, but you guys don't know that you're saying it because you don't know there's another language. You don't know that. Like, here's an example, okay? It's not normal to finance a phone. Did you know that? That's not normal? Yeah, you guys do it every year because you believe it's normal. It's not normal to finance a phone. That is not normal. That's only normal for debt slaves. Only debt slaves will finance a phone and then tell everybody about it. Imagine you already know how many, listen, debt slaves, you guys that finance cars. I know, and people like me know how upside down in most of those cars you guys are. You guys are, the majority of you guys are upside down in those cars. In order for you to even get out of that rat circle, you have to pay your way out. And guess what? You ain't got no money. So guess what? You got to continue to finance cars. Imagine the depreciation, and you know the depreciation of a car. Imagine financing a phone and imagine the rate of depreciation of a phone. You guys finance it, get insurance on it with deductibles, and then you go out and finance the headphones and the covers that go with it. It is bananas. And then get an interest rate on top of financing a phone, and because if you ain't got the money for the phone, guess what else you ain't got the money for? The taxes. So you guys finance the taxes too, and then they put an interest rate on top of those, and then they compound it every single day. And then you guys do it again the following year. It's bananas. You know what that's called? That's called business. There's nothing, listen, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't care. I can listen, I congratulate them. You get millions of people financing cell phones. You can listen, you can inflate the phone price as much as you wish because you guys have no money to buy them. You guys, the majority of you guys do not have $1,000 to buy a phone in cash. So they can raise the price to whatever because you guys are going to finance the price anyway. Don't doubt it. I've heard of that before. People doing that, trying to fake their death so they can get some insurance money, and and then uh, and then so they can pay. This is what debt slaves. You guys don't even know this, okay? And this is just my mathematically obvious opinion. You guys have no idea why insurance companies require to see your credit report. You know why they require that? Because it tells about you. Your credit report will tell them who's going to commit fraud. That's not really difficult to see. You guys start getting behind on paying because you're not thinking about committing some kind of car insurance fraud until you start getting behind on payments. Because if you're making your payments on time, the thought of committing insurance fraud is not a thought in your mind. But as soon as things you can't make the payments, but you don't want to look like you're broke and you want to keep the car, but you don't want to pay for it. So you start missing payments and this and that. Now you're 3 or 4 payments behind. Next thing you know, your car gets stolen. You don't think they saw that coming? That's easy to see because people that understand there's a psychological piece, guess what? We don't do that. With my insurance company, my car insurance company, when they run my credit, guess what they're going to see? They're going to see no debt and nobody owns me. So the likelihood of me committing car insurance fraud is very, very low to none. But if you got somebody missing car payments and credit card payments, they got 5 open credit cards, all maxed. They're missing credit card payments and they got gap insurance and this and that. And then all of a sudden their car ends up stolen. You guys all run a program. You don't know that you run that program. Your credit report says everything about you. Same thing when they ask for about your jobs. You think they're gonna Just because you say like you have a finance degree with years experience and then the job runs your credit report and they find that you're deep in debt, you owe the IRS back taxes you ain't paid, you're in collections and this and that, but you're very good at your job. You think they're going to put you in that position of the money for the company? They're not. You're going to walk away and say, damn, man, I got 15 years experience. I'm this and that. It doesn't matter. You're a risk. Because debt slaves, you guys don't know. Instead of just letting go of the shit that's causing you to be in debt, guess what most of you guys want to do? Go steal from the company because it's your fault. It's their fault because you're deep in debt and can't pay your bills, so it's their fault. Oh man, if they just pay us this and give us more overtime, so it's their fault that you're deep in debt. No, it's your fault. Did you hear about all those debt slaves that got trapped at the airport with no money because of trips they couldn't afford? No, I didn't. I don't know if that was that with ice or something or what. I was at the gym earlier and saw someone with iPhone 14 Pro Max with with a cracked screen. How can you not afford to fix a screen on a $2,000 phone? Because they finance them. They get, you know what's so crazy, man? And congratulations to the, hey, listen, because I know it's business. Congratulations to the people who put insurance on phones. Congratulations to you. Congratulations. That and listen, and have a deductible. And have a deductible. So say like this. Say like a debt slave, soon as a debt slave finance a phone, that tells you right away that they can't afford the phone because they financed it. So of course they're going to be nervous about the phone, so they're going to get insurance on the phone. The insurance comes with a deductible, and guess what? The majority of the people that put insurance on a finance phone, guess what they're never going to have the money for? The deductible. And they might have been paying this deductible for like a year, 2 years. Well, they finance a new phone every year, but say like they put insurance on it for a whole year. Drop it, crack the screen. They say, oh shit, I got insurance. And then they go to the insurance company and they say, okay, before we can repair it, you got to pay the deductible. And the majority of people who finance phone will not have the deductible. So guess what they get? Free money. Free. It's no different than car insurance. Same thing, debt slaves. When you guys have no money to buy the car, that's why you're financing it. And then when you get in an accident, guess what most of you don't have? The deductible. Can you imagine how many insurance companies get out of that because you guys can't pay the deductible? Congratulations. That's called business. I'm a debt slave and I have never financed a phone or car. The thought of financing a phone it is bananas. I remember when I was a debt slave, I used to when I was into iPhones. I used to finance my iPhones. I think I financed 2. And I remember, no, 1. And then I was about to finance another. And I remember I went down to the I think it was Verizon. And they said, hey, you can test out the phone for X amount of time and bring it back and no problem. And I'm like, cool, okay, I'll do that, And then I went and financed the phone. The phone was this price. And then by the time I got out of there with the service charges and the this and that thing was like almost the half of the original price of the phone. I was like, okay, something's not making. Now, remember, I'm looking at it from, I know now there's a psychological piece. But when I was a debt slave, I used to look at that. I used to say, man, something's wrong with that. This phone is nowhere near the price that they said it was with all this added stuff. And I said, okay, you know what? And I thought about it. I was like, nah, I'm going to take this phone back because they said I could bring it back. And, that is that. And then when I bring the phone back, guess what? There's a $50 restock fee. I'm like, what? So it really wasn't free to test the phone. No. You think they're going to give you a phone for totally free? They're not. That would not be good business. They can't even pay the deductible. Is that you? And you got to be honest with yourself. If you got in a car accident, would you be able to pay the deductible? If the answer is no, that means that's a red flag. That means something's wrong in your financial life. First of all, that means you shouldn't be driving the car that you're driving that you can't afford to pay the deductible on. That's red flag number one. Like when if you live in a big city, let me for most of you guys will be able to relate. If you live in a big city and you're used to driving it, you know there's traffic every single day on the freeway in your city, but you have no choice to be in it because you got to get to work. You know why? I'm here to tell you why you're in it. You know why you're in it? Because of the very thing that you're sitting in right now, the thing that you're making car payments on. That's what that's why you're there. If you wasn't making car payments, you could choose to be there or not. Say most of you guys never would, okay? But say like you live in one of these cities where you got so much traffic, I mean that shit just stops. One day get out the car and ask every single car around you, not like in close proximity, right? And say, "Are you making car payments? Are you making car payments? Are you making car payments? Are you?" I guarantee you all of them will say yes. All of them. All of them will say yes. And make your circle bigger. Okay, I'm going to go to two more cars. You ain't moving no time soon anyway. Ask the next set of cars outside of that. They will all say yes. That's why you guys are all sitting in traffic, because you guys are making car payments. Car payments is what got you there in traffic every day. Like when you're sitting in traffic, you're like, oh my God, I have no choice in this and that. Yes, you do. You have a choice. Trust the calculator or not. I remember before I moved to South Carolina, I lived in Seattle, Washington, right? And there's this freeway called 405. Busy, traffic every single day. When you're in it, you're thinking, oh, why don't they just widen the lanes, knock out this and, so that's going to cost this, whatever, just do it, right? To widen. You know what they did? Instead of widen the lanes, you know what they did? They cut the lanes down and put in carpool lanes where people had to pay. So now say like the freeway was a 5-lane freeway, right? They take 2 of those lanes and convert them into a carpool and then make the 3 regular. So now imagine the traffic now. Now, if you're in that traffic, it's just like shooting fish in a barrel. Now, if you're in that traffic and you see these 2 carpool lanes wide open, but you got to pay, guess what the most of you guys are going to do? You're going to go pay. So you could just fly down the freeway. The majority of you guys are going to be sitting in traffic and going to be angry. And guess what you guys are going to do? You're going to jump in the lanes and get caught. And guess what? You're going to pay. All because you're making car payments. On the finance phone topic, I remember AT&T had a Samsung S21 for sale. If you signed up with them about $120 a month for cell service and the phone, I asked, may I pay the phone entirely? He said, no, you have to be a customer for us to at least 2 years. That's how it would take to pay off the phone. It's crazy how they twist the game. It's just business. You know what debt slaves don't know? When I see a phone that's branded with a company name, AT&T, Verizon, I know you guys financed it. 9 times out of 10 it's financed. Because people that know, we buy factory unlocked phones where there's nobody's name on it except the manufacturer. I used to always wonder, why are the serial numbers of these phones different for each phone? For each manufacturer, because it's their design. They get to dictate what features are available on their phone, and they're allowed to load it up with their bloatware for whatever that's because they're financing the phone. It's their phone. They're financing for you. I get it. So it's all business. I always tell the story this. I didn't really At first I didn't really understand the difference of a factory unlocked phone versus a carrier unlocked phone. Until the 3G was getting shut down about a year or two back, right? And I remember I had a Note 8, and I remember now when I think about it, I was with AT&T back then. And then when I went to AT&T's site, they said they had a list of phones. They said these phones should work even when 3G is shut off. Okay. And my phone was in there, and it was the model number, but my phone was just the model number off than their number that they were showing. Well, what I now know that what they were showing, they were saying this model number that is factory unlocked. Okay. This model number will work if it's unlocked. Well, anyway, for some reason mine stopped working, even though AT&T said it'd work. And the reason I figured it out because a particular feature that needed to be accessed to turn on was not available to me on my Note 8. Then I figured it out because it was a Verizon model phone that I bought online, a carrier unlock, thinking, okay, whatever, I don't really care if it's carrier. If I can go to any carrier, it's not, I don't really care what the name of the phone. Oh, that's very important. The name of the phone is very important. Because whatever carrier you go to, guess what? Their bloatware might not work well with the features of the carrier you're going to. It might not work well with that. That's a problem. That's why from now on, I only buy factory unlocked phones, period. When I figured that out, I was like, so my phone would have still worked had I had a factory unlocked Note 8. It sure would have. It would have worked. But I had no choice but to buy another phone. I had no choice. Man, and you know what's so crazy? This is okay. And this is again, this is just my opinion, okay? And it's just what I'm observing, just having a seat in the stadium, the United States of America, the stadium of the United States of America, right? When I saw T-Mobile join Elon Musk, I said, "Damn, that was a smart move." Whoever started that, I'm sure they got a big bonus. They got a big bonus because you know why? Elon's about to come out with phones that work anywhere in the world. T-Mobile jumps on that, get on Tesla's whatever satellite system, something, something, something. And guess who else is going to be able to reach all over the world? T-Mobile customers that could be reached all over, no matter where you are in the world. You think Verizon and AT&T will be able to fuck with them? No. The same thing goes for Apple. You guys have no idea. You guys think Apple's so big? Apple's shaking in their boots right now. Believe that. All these die-hard Apple people, oh man, I would never leave Apple and this and that. And then all of a sudden Tesla, Elon Musk comes out with the Pi phone and it looks badass. And guess what? It works anywhere in the world. Guess where those Apple people are going? They're going to Tesla, baby. Believe that. They're shaking in their boots. I have no idea how that's going to work. I have no idea. I'd be, I get, I'd be Apple would be nervous in the phone arena, not their products, okay, not their computer products. There's nothing like Apple products, okay, but in the phone arena, and that's a big listen. The iPhones are the biggest. I guarantee you, that's the biggest part of Apple. The biggest. The biggest. And that doesn't just go for, I'm not just talking about just Apple products. I'm talking about Samsung too. They're worried. You guys don't even get it. A phone that can work anywhere in the world. I mean, think about this way. Think about like this. You become a T-Mobile customer, you could fly across the world, get out, turn your phone on, and it'll still work as normal. No switching of SIMs and worrying about the local, which you can, if you can ride the local people's network and all this other stuff. You don't have to worry about. Listen, you don't have to worry about none of that. Your phone works. Period. How many people you think? And check this out. I guarantee, if Elon is smart, of course his phones are going to be just like around the same price, if not more, of the phones today, because that would be dumb to make it any lower. He's probably going to offer financing of his phones just like he does with his cars. Like when you go buy a Tesla car, they offer Tesla offers financing for people to finance their cars. Man, they're gonna do the same for phones. Congratulations, Tesla. Congratulations, Elon. They all know you can't buy their products in cash because you guys have no money. Of course, you're going to use it. Mm. Uh, I buy mine on eBay. So you just look for the phone you want, go to eBay and type in factory unlocked, whatever phone you're looking for. And then there's a whole bunch of people on eBay that gives you the exact model number of that factory unlocked phone. So you know exactly what model number that is. And then you could just purchase it on there. That's what I do. Because Amazon, you don't really have the choice. Like when you go buy a phone on Amazon, a remanufactured phone or whatever, right? They don't give you the choice to choose a model number that you want. Like the phone that, like, say, like you get online and say, "Hey, I'm going to get a Note 22 or whatever's out right now," right? And you say you want it to be, of course, it's going to be carrier unlocked, right? And you probably can specify a carrier, but you don't know which model number of that you're going to get, which is crazy. They're going to say, put it this way, no, they're going to be carrier unlocked, so it's really not going to matter which one they send you to unless you specify it, right? But you don't know which model. Say like it's AT&T, you're not going to know which model phone they're going to send you that will work on AT&T. I'll pay for that phone. That's so useful to reach out to friends outside of the States or when I see. That's what I'm saying. And guess what? The majority of people are going to finance those phones because you guys have no money to, debt slaves have no money to buy them. Like if you think about it, Apple, Samsung, they're pretty much the test bed for Elon. So Elon knows, the Tesla company knows what they can get for their phones, and they already know that debt slaves are going to finance their phones. Elon's doing nothing different than he already done in the car industry. The car industry, they already knew how to make electric cars. They just didn't start learning the technology as soon as Elon came out with his cars. Did you notice how fast electric cars started coming out after Elon started it? Because that means they already knew about it. Elon just forced them. Hmm. When debt slaves are, he said, I already have a sat phone LJ. Now I would be able to use one service. That's crazy, man. Now it's going to be available to everybody. When debt slaves are in a bind, they're selling their plasma now. You know, oh shoot, I forgot to bring my, hold on for you guys for a second. I gotta get my power cord. 1 second. with that stuff, you kind of got to be careful with that because you don't really know why a person is doing that. Well, do I think the main reason is debt? I do. I do believe that, but there could be a multitude of reasons that people do that. Would I do it? No, I would do it. But, you know, me growing up, I don't really know how to explain this, but I always knew, I just made up in my mind a few things at a very young age. Okay. I knew I wanted to live a certain way when I became an adult. I knew I was never going to let myself become ridiculously overweight. I knew these things at a very young age. Uh, I knew I thought differently than the majority of people around me. I knew I did, right? I knew I had something that was different than most. Uh, I also knew that I would be somebody very big. Now, when you're young, I used to believe maybe it's this sport, maybe it's a sport, this and that, you know. But I knew at a young age that I was some kind of, I wouldn't say gifted, but things came naturally to me. So I remember one time, let me give you an example. Okay, I used to live in the projects in Seattle, a place called Rainer Vista. All right. I didn't really know it was the projects until I started going to school because I had a ball. All my friends were around. We had a wonderful time. It was just wonderful. All right, hold on for a second. It was just wonderful, right? Well, anyway, one day I was playing. We were out in the field playing baseball with a tennis ball and a stick. Okay, and this man, he came out. He was like, "Oh man, you guys out here playing baseball?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And well, my friends were saying, "Hey, that's Coach so and so." They were already telling me that's a coach. He was a baseball coach, right? And he saw me playing, and he was like, "Hey, man, you ever think about playing baseball?" Hey, I said, "I don't know. You can talk to my mom about it." So he came over, talked to my mom, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, I'm playing baseball. I'm like, "Cool, I'll try it." Because I was never a sports. I never followed sports. That was never been my big deal. But if somebody showed me how to play it, I just know how to play. Okay, these are the rules. Blah blah blah. Whatever, right? So I get to the baseball field and he's like, okay, he's explaining baseball to me because I don't even know how to play. This is home plate, first, second, third, shortstop, base, first baseman, so blah, 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 center field, left, right, blah, pitcher, catcher, all that, right? And he said, okay, I'm gonna try you in different places, okay, so we can see where you're at. So the first place he tried me was he tried me on third base. Now, what I didn't know that most balls come to third base all the time, but I didn't really understand that. But I was catching them. I was like, okay, catch him up. Here's the mitt. He kind of showed me how the mitt worked. You got to catch because the first thing I wanted to do was put my stronger hand in the mitt because you think that's what you need to, So he kind of laughed. He said, no, you got to use your other hand. But in my mind, I'm thinking, damn, that's my weak hand. What am I going to do with that? But I didn't realize that I needed my strong hand to throw the ball. Okay. Until I understood, okay, the ball's coming, I'm catching. He says, you got to throw it over there to first base. Throw it I said to that guy right there, I was like, okay, cool. And I was just doing it like it was nothing. He was like, oh, okay, let me put you out here in center field. Now, I didn't know he was putting me in key points on the field. I didn't know that. So he put me out in the center field. People hitting balls out. I'm catching them. I'm tossing them back all the way to home plate. I'm a kid, so I'm probably getting a cutoff man, but if I counts on how far I was out in the field. But anyway, I was doing it with perfection. But I thought I was just throwing the ball where he told me to throw it. Then next thing you know, he puts me on the pitcher's mound. He says, okay, you stand on this little white thing and you do this, and you take, and he says, you take the ball, you put your fingers on these threads. And then when you throw it, you turn it this way. I was like, okay, cool. I put my fingers on the threads, and then I threw it at this guy that was up to bat. The ball looked like it was about to hit him, and then it curved right in so hard, the batter ducked because he thought it was going to hit him, but it hit the strike of the catcher's mitt. And he looked at me like, oh shit. He said, you're my all around dude. Next thing you know, I was the pitcher from then on. And the only reason why I stopped doing that, because one time we were having a game, and now I'm around, I think I'm 12, 13, somewhere around there. We went out to a different place in Washington State where the first time I really experienced prejudice, because it was more in a white area. And the first time I heard people using the N word in the audience, and the umpires were clearly cheating us. It was very bad. It kind of traumatized me. So I ended up quitting baseball. Quit. Totally quit. I was like, oh no, I ain't going through that no more. And I quit. The coach was, hey man, you done, yeah, you sure? I was like, no, I should have just, who knows? I should have listened or not, because I didn't experience that. I didn't know what that meant at that particular time. But today I wouldn't care. I mean, I would handle it a different way. That's all I'm saying. But he found that I was just all around. And from then years on out, I mean, later on when I was a young adult, every time I would run into coach, he would say, hey, there's my all around dude. He would say that years later. It didn't really catch on until later in life. I was like, damn, he's still saying that. And it's over 25 years later. Obviously, I'm gifted. And now that I understand there's a psychological piece in capitalism, I clearly understand that I'm gifted. Clearly. I used to donate plasma all through college. My mom got on my ass for that, so I stopped. My body feels so much better. I couldn't even, honestly, I couldn't even imagine doing that, because I would never do that. I'm not saying that I don't anything against it. I don't know enough about it to even speak on it. I'm just saying this. That's something I'd probably never do, because I don't really fully understand the purpose of it. I know they say, hey, it's for other people to save lives, and maybe it is. I'm not saying it's not, but I'm just, I don't know. I just know. That's just me. You think, since I was in England in 1985, they won't accept my blood anymore. Mad cow disease. Wow. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Wow. Same happened to me. Football for me. Oh, that's crazy. Crazy. That is how it was back then. Sure was. That's crazy, man. Like when you're a kid, you don't know that. You just think, this is crazy, Andre. When I was a young boy in elementary school, right? I knew that I was all when it came to sports, I always knew that I was gonna be picked. Because back in the day, you would line up against the wall, and they would make captains in your grade school, and you get to pick the people that's gonna be on your team. I always knew that I was gonna be picked because I always made sure I'd be doing shit on the team that nobody else would do. So I know I'd be picked. And I made sure that all through grade school. This is crazy. This is bananas when I think about it. And I took those same traits and applied them throughout my life. Any job I got, I made sure I was a key person. I always made sure an employer knew that I wasn't like everybody else. Not that I'm there to kiss the employer's ass. I'm simply there to I'm simply there doing what they paid me to do and do a good job of it. Because it's really all about business. It really is. It's just business. So it's nothing personal. They hire you to try to help their business. And if you're a good employee, you're creating good business. No different than the economy. When you come on the positive side of it, you understand how it truly works, and then you participate properly, you get rewarded by participating properly. People don't really, instead of just like, oh, I hate taxes and this and that, just try to figure out. All you got to do is stop and think, "Oh, why did they put that there? You think they put it there just to hurt people? What do you think? There must be balance. Everybody loses. Everybody. It doesn't matter how much money you have. This is what I want you guys to understand, dead slaves. It doesn't matter how much money a person has. There must be balance. There must be people that know, and there must be people that don't know. The minority, listen, just like the same balance, the minority must be the people that don't know. The majority must be the people that know. The people that know, put it this way, the people that know, they know there must be balance. It must be. It has to be. You can't you can't push debt slaves too hard. They'll wake up. If you push them too hard, they'll wake up. And that would be a problem. So there must be balance. But what the majority of people don't understand is that you're choosing. The only problem with you and the system is that you're choosing to be on the negative side of it. When you come to the positive side of it, you clearly see, oh damn, this shit is lovely. It's lovely. Sometimes I'll be sitting on the couch thinking to myself, I'm like, damn, somebody designed this? Yeah, clearly somebody designed it. Clearly. That I'm sure I'll never know. Okay. Maybe the inventor of math designed it. Okay. Whoever invented math, maybe they designed it. So crazy when you understand the psychological piece of capitalism, you start your perspective of everything in the world becomes different. I don't really know how to explain that part, but I'm sure that's also the process, right? I was yesterday. I was I was just browsing on YouTube and come across the ancient pyramids in Egypt, right? So I'm looking at them and I'm like, okay. They're kind of explaining, hey, how did these guys get these blocks lifted up and they each weighed 15 million tons? And how did they do this? You know what I started saying to myself? This I started saying. I said, you guys are, I'm thinking, damn, so many people are worried about how they got these blocks up there. What? Imagine the foundation. Who created the foundation for the pyramids? Have you noticed that? They've been up, they haven't leaned or nothing in centuries. They're telling us how much these blocks weighed. That means they must have a foundation to support that much weight. What kind of foundation is that? That's what that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, what kind of foundation did they make to put there? Because they just didn't bring these heavy blocks over there and just started dropping them in the sand, because everything would start tilting and sinking. So they had to create a foundation that supported that. You notice you notice nobody ever talks about that. Hey, they found the mummies and they find the stuff inside but they never talk about the foundation. You got buildings being built 100 years. Say like there's a building that's built now, and then you go look at it, you can clearly see it's leaning and it's tilted. Some of the bricks are gone. You look at the pyramids, they look like they just untouched. They don't look leaning, they don't look like they're doing anything in centuries. You are getting there. You're getting there, LJ. You see that it must be earned. Now you have an idea of what val of the now you have an idea of the value of the scale. Okay, got it. I do. Like I always say, Andre, I'm just happy to have a seat in the stadium. The stadium of the United States. I'm just in the stadium. And listen, you guys, listen. I'm in the bleeding seats. I'm in the nosebleed seats. I think Andre's on the field. I don't know that. That's up to him to say that. But Andre's down there. I'm in the bleeders. But this is the wonderful thing. He can turn around. He can turn around and see me. You know how he see me? Because there's hardly nobody in the seats. You guys are probably thinking, oh, you guys are probably thinking like football stadium seats, right? You don't need that many seats. That would be too many. So he can see me. He can yell at me, "Hey, what's up, LJ?" I can hear him because there's not a lot of noise. It's quiet. It's not really that much noise. You might hear a few people talking, but not too much. I mean, I might have to yell, "Hey, Andre," and then because it's not going to really. It might echo because it's so empty. But then again, you don't think about 300 level and 400 level because you don't need that many seats because there's not many of us that know. There might be some box seats down there covered up. I don't know who's in them. I don't know who's in the box seat. Those windows are tinted. And they have entrances, entrances that go straight to their box seats. So I never see them. I don't know. I have no idea. No, but again, I'm just saying nobody ever talks about the foundation of the pyramids. It's like what is supporting that? That they just didn't drop those blocks in the sand. I know they didn't. There's no way. Hey, this is a good spot right here. Start dropping them here. And when it comes to the pyramids and stuff like that, and how they did it, and who did it, and what year they did it, you know what? Honestly, I don't really care. All I know is that somebody did it because it's there. I'm looking at it. It's there. Hey, each block weighed this many tons. Yeah, I get all that, and somebody put it here. That's all I. That's all I know. That's a fact. Somebody put it here, and a whole bunch of them. So obviously, they must have been putting blocks in the foundation for pretty damn deep. Because if these blocks weigh this much, that foundation has to go pretty deep in stone. I don't know. That's just my thoughts, though. That's just my thoughts. Egyptians were the geniuses, and the slaves were too tough. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into that. That's too deep. It cannot. You can't. It can't be fake. That's the one. Listen, again, to the professional accountants, tax attorneys, tax professionals, this cannot be faked. Your business will be one of the best in the United States of America if you apply it correctly. But just like with this knowledge will help your business grow, you'll help SMD grow because I can refer people that come out of the debt matrix straight to you. Straight to you. They're already looking for you guys right now. They're asking me. Clients are starting to, hey, where are these people at? I don't have an answer for them because I've never looked for you. Now, if I start to get more and more of you, the transition of people going from a debt slave to owning themselves to the positive and psychological side of capitalism, you know how fast that will accelerate not only themselves but their business. You know how fast they would accelerate to wealth. They get to zero, they start stacking their money, but they still have a job. They're trying to figure out how to transition from worker to business owner. All of a sudden, they just get referred to you. You guys get their business you know exactly whatever they choose. Say like this. Say like a person that just got out of debt. Now they're at zero. They still have a job. They can clearly see every check is going straight into their savings account, so their money's stacking like so fast they don't know what to do. But they know they still don't own the time in their life, so they start thinking about a business. But as a W-2 worker that has been a W-2 worker all your life, been in debt, never owned yourself till now, you don't really know how to transfer from W-2 worker to business owner. I promise you don't, especially when it comes to taxes. I guarantee you, if you try to do it yourself, you're going to fuck up. I promise you that. If I have these people, these professionals already here ready to go, and then you get to zero and then say, hey, I found a business that I'm going to make money from in this state and in this city, in this county, you will find, I hook you up with a person that lives in your state that understands the rules and the laws of that county. They will set you straight right off the bat. Which business license, under which code, how to pay the taxes. The taxes are paid this way, quarterly, monthly, whatever the city and the state, federal, whatever. Everything's done to the T right out the gate. So you're not going to be doing what most of these people on the internet. Hey, you know how to write off business day? You can get a car, you can get a house, and you can write off your food, and you can write. No, you're not going to fuck with them at all. No, no. Wrong. All of that's wrong. If you're talking about you're talking about opening a business, but you're talking about writing off food and your personal groceries, you're already doing it wrong. You're not even talking about the business. That means you're about to not participate right. That's what's about to happen. But if you come, say like you come out of debt and then all of a sudden you ready to start a business, and then I find a person, a tax lawyer, tax professional registered properly in which the state they live, registered properly according to all the state and county laws, because the person that knows, they know to do that. They will set you up properly right out the gate. So imagine you crossing over from W-2 into work into a business owner, and the first time, listen, the first time you file your business taxes with the IRS, every single thing will be done correctly right out the gate. Now, how many people you think do that right out the gate properly to the IRS? I guarantee you, minimum to none. Hey, you can start a business and ride off a G-Wagon. If you're trying to start a business, what are you talking about a G-Wagon for? What are you talking about? What's a G-Wagon have to do with your business? Nothing. You know what that most you know why there's so many videos and podcasters out there telling you guys to do that? You know why they're doing that? Because the majority of you guys that listen to that bullshit, you guys have already fucked up your personal credit. They already know that you already messed up your personal, the business of you, the credit of you. You've messed it up already. Now you're looking for a way out. So they come up with all these bullshit ass things. Hey, a CPN number, how to how to get a new car and write it off on your business, and they just play on what you guys don't know. That's all they're doing. Do you guys really believe the bank is really that stupid? I mean, you guys cannot believe that. Mess up your personal credit, and then you're like, oh, this dude said I can do this, and then all of a sudden you go in there and sign up for some kind of business loan or something. The first thing they're going to do is run your personal credit to see how you treated the business of yourself first. And as soon as they see your personal credit report and see how you've been treating the business of yourself, they're going to treat you accordingly in business. That's all of that is business. You obviously don't know. What's up, Dark Man? QJC? Hold on for a second. I need these people to be there, because I found some guy. Hey, listen, I know I got lucky. Okay, I found a debt free person that does all my stuff, man. I got so lucky. But I want to make it easier for people crossing over, the people that have done the hard work to actually get to zero, to connect with the people on the business side who are personally debt free. You will kill the game. Hey, listen, accountants, any financial people that that are dealing with people's finances and taxes, you need to come see me. I'll make you the best in your field, all of you. But if I can already have a group of professional finance lawyers, tax people, professional accountants, all business who are personally debt free, I could just point these people right to you. Point the people that get to zero and did all the work. I can just point them to you. They don't have to worry about, should I trust this person? Are they going to take my money? Are they going to really screw me? Nope. All of that will be eliminated. All of it. What are you trying to do? Start a business where? What state? Okay, you go to so and so. They know exactly what to do, because most of you guys, this is what a lot of you guys say. Like this. Say like you have a job and you're trying to start a business and you're about to cross over into business, and you're paying for advice on how to do it, or some kind of company that does something for you. This is all you got to do. Say like there's a person out there trying to give you some kind of business advice, and they even have a company to in the somewhere to do whatever they need to do to provide their service to you within the state. What you need to do is go see the title of what they do, go to the state and say, hey, what licenses and stuff are required for a person to do this in this state? What is needed? What is the college degree, the accredited, this license, that license, blah, blah, blah. So you go to the person armed with this information, right? And then you say, hey, okay, you're a so-and-so financial planner in state so-and-so, so yeah. Okay, then usually they're supposed to have these licenses posted. You look around to make sure they do or do not. If they don't, you say, hey, where's that so-and-so license? They're going to be shocked. They're going to be like, how the hell you know to even ask for that license? If they don't have it, you leave, because they're not following the rules. You leave. If they're not following the rules, that's a red flag. That's a red flag if they're not following the rules. No different if you walk into, say like you walk into a financial advisor's office that you're about to pay money for their advice. They usually have their degrees proudly posted on the walls and behind them, so when you walk in, you can see it, because they'll put a nice frame around it. All you do is focus up on the year that they graduated, because that's also on their degree. Clearly, you could see it. Soon as you sit down and you say, oh, you went to so-and-so college, because they're expecting you to say that. Oh, you went to so-and-so college. Yeah, okay. Do you still have student loans? If they tell you yes, this is what you do. You take the year that you went to go see them minus the year they graduated, and see if their student loans are older than the business. See if their student loans are older than the financial advice that they're about to sell you. Look at their office, look at their clothes, look at their car, look at their house, because they're going to have pictures of everything on the desk so you can see it. So you can believe whatever they're about to tell you. And then you ask him, you say like this person's been in business for like, let's say 10 years. But you look up and they graduated 20 years ago. And then they say, yes, they still have student loan debt. You got to ask them, why you still have student loan debt? If you want to ask them that question, because it doesn't make sense. So, because this is what you got to understand. If their student loan debt is older than everything you see, their office, their car, their house, their rental properties, that means everything you see, they're making payments on. And if they're making payments on it, guess what? They own nothing. No matter what they tell you, not only do they own nothing, they don't even know they don't own nothing. And they're about to sell you advice. Now, when you don't know that there's a psychological piece in capitalism, you don't know not to take advice, financial advice, from people that don't understand how math works. Dark Man says, I'm proud that I made a significant dent in paying my student loan debt, taking that slave link off one by one. Congratulations. I'm glad, man. I'm so glad Dark Man didn't go for that house buying crap. Oh my God. When he said that, hey, you think I should? No, no, you should not. No. And I don't really know how to explain it, but it's this accountant tax profession. This thing's been on my mind. It's been bugging me because clients they're starting to ask me, hey, how do I find these people? Because when you put it this way, when you know there's a psychological piece of capitalism and you find out how many accountants, professional accountants, are in personal debt, you're going to be shocked. It's going to blow your mind away. And then when you find out how many tax professionals are in personal debt, and you know, so crazy, the tax professionals, they should know. That should be a requirement. But I do know why it's not. But I'm just saying, when you find the tax professionals who are in personal debt, they've probably been in business for years too. You're gonna be like, what? It's gonna blow your mind. You're like, they don't know? No, they don't know. And they have a business. That's how it must be. That's how it must always be. So when I create a team of professional accountant, business accountants, professional tax professionals, business lawyer, tax lawyer, man, you guys don't even understand. You don't even understand. A bunch of people that know how to follow the system properly. Oh my God, you have no idea. You guys have no clue what's about to happen. People freeing themselves, ready to start a business. They will know exactly where to go. Exactly where to go. I'm going there. I don't care how much they charge. It's worth it. People that put it this way, the people that will come to this company that I'm dreaming of in my head, they won't even ask about the prices. You know why? Because number one, they know it's going to be worth it. That's number one. Number two, because they know debt slaves are going to pay for it. You guys are going to pay for it, debt slaves. You guys are going to pay the prices. You. Once debt slaves. Because what they pay me or pay the company, they're going to get it back from you because they're going to create their own successful business. Now, I'm not saying that debt slave, like when I say debt slaves, I'm not saying debt slaves are any way in a negative way. I'm just saying what you are. Because it's a choice. You're choosing to be a debt slave. You're choosing it. None of this could exist without you. I have full understanding that. So my business will have respect for my customers. Respect. When you come into SMD, there's nothing but mutual respect for everybody. That's it. Period. That's how it is. That's what people recognize. I feel, man, you know how I will feel so wonderful because I know coming out of when I got free and just quit my job, I didn't have nowhere to go. I didn't know, had nobody to ask, hey, what should I do for a business? Or how am I going to make money and this and that? I had nobody but myself. You know what I said? I said, let me just do what feels good to me. And here I am. Look how many years SMD's been on. Darkman says, no house, taking what you did and staying with my folks until I'm north of zero. Congratulations. People look at me like I'm crazy, but I know I know the mission. Exactly. Once you know listen, debt slaves, once you know the mission, you don't listen to debt slaves anymore. Anything what they say, nothing. Debt slaves don't own themselves. So why would you care about the opinion of people that don't own themselves? Who cares what they think? They don't even own themselves. Can you imagine how many people come across my channel, come across SMD channel, call me all kind of names and this and that? And I guarantee you the majority of those people are making car payments. I don't care what people think about me who are making car payments. I don't care what they think. Why? Because they don't own themselves. People making car payments think they own a car. No, the car owns you, debt slave. If you're making payments, you don't own the car owns you. You can't listen. You cannot buy a debt slave directly. That's slavery. Okay, that's slavery. So they between the bank and you, they put a car in between. They put a car in there. Now they own you through the car. You see how that works? Now they own you. You can't see them because the car is blocking you. You can't see that they own you because you can't see past the car. That's why it's there. Get it? So when you own yourself, you don't care what people drive anymore. You don't care what they wear. You don't care what kind of degrees they have. You don't care if they're certified in anything. If they're in personal debt, who cares? Why? Because they're giving you a perspective. Actually, they're selling you a perspective of the negative side of the economy. So what? You're paying for that? You know how many people pay investment financial advice from the negative side of the economy? Millions of people do it. So what? That's what they're supposed to do. So what? I don't care if people think they get a finance car on sale. So what? I don't care if people finance electric cars and believe they're saving money on gas. I don't care. So what? Debt slaves even finance the electricity that is used to charge the electric car. That is bananas. That is just crazy. They think they're saving money on gas and a finance electric car, and then they pull up to the station and pull out a credit card to pay for the electricity that goes into the finance electric car, and they think that it doesn't make it. It makes financial sense for the company. Listen, I think that shit is absolutely beautiful. That is magnificent. That's a psychological Picasso painting. I wish I could paint that. I wish I could. I might find, I'm thinking as I'm talking, I might find me a really good painter that could paint my vision of paint a person charging an electric car using a credit card. Make the person's expression on the face of the painting, make it look like they're really doing something. But then on the flip side, cut the picture in half, like a positive side and a negative side, cut it directly in half so that people could see it. See what it really is, what it looks like, what it really is. Find a person who can paint, that's a gift, that can paint what I'm envisioning in my head. Because the only way I can show you the psychological is mathematics. I can't physically point at it. But I can show you that the psychological exists using mathematics. Okay, so if you're new, I want you to I want you to do this. Open up your calculator, put in your car payment minus your car balance, and then hit equal. Okay. So you see that large negative number on your calculator? That's how much money you had to buy the car that you're driving today. Now you hear me say that you're going to be. This is called a glitch in the debt matrix, because you're looking at this large negative number on the calculator, and you're actually driving the car today. But when you look at that negative number, you're like, hey, if that was in cash, I wouldn't be able to buy this car. No, you wouldn't, but you're still driving it. You're looking at the large negative number on the calculator and you're driving a new car. But according to but if the calculator could talk, the calculator's saying, guess what? You didn't have any money to buy the car if the calculator could talk, the calculator would say, you didn't have any money to buy this car. How are you driving it? Did you steal it? Because if you didn't have the money to buy it, you must have stolen it. And that's illegal. That's illegal. You go to jail for that. You can't be stealing cars. How are you driving this car? And this is, I'm gonna give you the answer for this, okay? So you can understand. If you're stuck, log into your online credit report. Look for around that same number that you see on your calculator. Look for that number on your credit report. There will be a business attached to that attached to that number. Those are the people that own the car. They own you through the car. That's called business. There is an app on the iPhone, maybe Android too, that allow you to type what you want to see in drawing. I can type John D. Rockefeller and Mike Tyson. Huh. And it draws it. Interesting, huh? But those are, you got to remember, those are based on things that it can grab from the internet, right? I guarantee if you try to tell an app something that is purely psychological, it's not going to know how to draw it. And that's just my thought. I just don't see how I could tell an app something psychological. I mean, to me, it seemed like it would have to be another person. AI, yeah, for sure. I don't know. Like I said before, it's really pounded in my brain about starting this thing. And I know say like you're a business professional right now involved in taxes, finances, accounting, and you hear a person like me, the first thing that's going to interrupt you from even coming to see me is your ego, is your pride. If this is you, I want you to listen, okay? And this is how you can tell if it is your ego or your pride, okay? If you know for 100% what I'm saying is mathematically correct and you still don't like it, that's your ego and your pride. It's interrupting you in business. It's messing things up. You can had been in the business for 10, 15 years and you come across a person with no financial degree, never went to college for any kind of economic nothing. I totally get it. Totally understand it. I'd be feeling the same way. But if what I'm saying is matching the calculator and you still don't like it, that's your ego getting in the way. And I'm telling you, I'm here to tell you, it's messing things up for you in your business. Especially if you're in these areas, business accounting, business taxes, and you don't know there's a psychological piece, you're messing up. Say like this. Say like you're you're a professional accountant that doesn't know there's a psychological piece in capitalism, and you have a business account that you do their business accounting. Once you know this, it will change. You will naturally transfer this stuff into your business that will help the businesses that you help, and they will love you forever. Because that business will know, listen, that business will know that there's not many people like you. That goes for accounting, that goes for taxes. That business will know that there are very few people that do what you do, and they will pay you accordingly. imagine, like, put it this way, imagine all the businesses that are all so scared of being audited. Like, oh my God, the IRS is going to audit me. You find a person that knows, those chances of auditing are drastically reduced because the IRS will clearly see that you're doing your math right. They got millions of you guys cheating. Why would they waste resources on somebody that's doing it, clearly doing it correctly? Because all your numbers will match. Your numbers will match with their numbers. Because the person you hired that understands the psychological piece in capitalism will be they will make sure of it. The Wonder app, my MY, allow you to type in a person pumping gas with a credit card and it will draw it for you. That is crazy. Wow. No, I'm more thinking about the facial expressions of the person pumping the gas on the positive side of capitalism versus pumping the gas on the negative side of capitalism. Yo, gotta go, got obligations. Happy New Year, Omanike. Omanike is out there taking care of business. Getting free. That's all. It's more of a psychological thing. I don't really know how to explain it because I know what I've discovered. And the only way I'm able to show you guys that have never seen it, I could show you through math. That's the only way I can show you that the psychological part of capitalism exists. One second. See if we got any new people in the house. Maybe want to ask me some questions before I get out of here. Any new people in the house that want to ask any type of questions? Because I know you guys got it. I know you guys have to have a lot of. I would have a. Hey man, if I came across this channel, I would have a lot of questions. I would. You know, because if you're trapped in the social media world, you got people always doing videos on other people. Hey, this guy's a fraud. This person. Have you noticed nobody does videos on me? Have you noticed that? It's not because people don't hardly know me. It's not a big deal. Why would they? Because you guys come up with all these things because there's nothing to do. You can't do it. Saving, do you have a list of questions to ask a tax person or accountant? I like that. I'll do that. I do. I just got to write them down. I will. You know, I was kind of talking about it earlier. Say like, and I'm gonna write these down. I thank you, Geek Surgeon. I'm gonna do that. Like here, let me give you some examples. Say like, you're looking for a tax professional. I said this earlier. Okay, you're looking for a tax professional in your state. Okay. First thing I would do is go down to get online and see what are the requirements to be a professional tax person in your state, right? What are all the licenses? What are the college degree requirements, whatever, right? And you don't, and this is for the people that you're probably terrified of taxes and you just want somebody to get your taxes straight, but you don't know who to pick. I'm giving you how to, without knowing about taxes, I'm giving you ways how to see if you're choosing the correct tax person. Okay. So you look up all the requirements to be a tax whatever in the state you live. Go there, just get online. They need this college degree, they need this license, and make sure the person you go see has those simple things right there. See if they have them. Second, you need to make sure the person that is about to sell you tax or financial advice or whatever they do, if they're personally debt free or not. That's a requirement. They must be personally debt free, because if they're not debt free and they have student loan debt older than their business, they're obviously about to sell you advice from the negative side of the economy, and you don't want that. So the best way to look, you say, hey, of course, because they love to tell you what college they graduated from. And hey, what year did you graduate from whatever college you went to? They'll tell you. And then when they're done, you say, do you have student loan debt? And they say, if they say yes, you automatically know whatever comes out of their mouth after that is going to be from the negative side of the economy, because their student loan debt is older than their business. You could do all that without them even knowing. Like, say like you come into their office and you know what they're supposed to have. Okay, you know what they're supposed to have as far as licensing, degrees, or whatever, right? And you don't see one of the licenses they're supposed to have posted or whatever. You ask about it. You say, hey, where's your so-and-so license? See how they respond when you ask for it. Will they pull it right out? Oh, because a lot of people get their licenses and stick them in a drawer. Okay, I get that, right? But if you come across a person and get it, and you say, hey, where's this license? And they can't produce it, you leave. Where's your so-and-so license? I mean, you don't say it like that. You say, do you have your so-and-so license? First of all, you see, this is what you look for. When you even ask about it, you see their look. Pay attention to their facial expression when you ask that question, because it's going to be really quick. You got to be paying attention. You got to be ready for it before you ask the question. Hey, where's your so-and-so license? Then you look at their face. Now, the person that may have it in the drawer, they might look at you like, oh, shit. How'd you even know to ask me that question, right? Then, because they're going to be shocked, because people that come to see them don't ask those type of questions. And they might just reach in the drawer and say, here it is. Okay, cool. All right, just checking, just making sure just making sure you are following all the state guidelines. Because I know most of you guys think licenses and all this stuff you got to get before you all started. Those things are in place for a reason. Those things are in place for a reason. That's all you need to know. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they charge anyway. If you're starting a business, guess who's going to pay for it? Your customers are going to pay for all that, taxes and fees, and they pay for all that stuff. Who cares? What do you think about Andrew Tate saying he doesn't own anything because he fears of being robbed? I think it's bull crap. Fear of being robbed. He knows the best thing to do is never own nothing personally. He already knows that. He don't want to. He can't listen. He can't say that because people are going to ask questions. Why is the best thing to do to not personally own anything? Why is that? So he says stuff like that. Oh, fear of being robbed. It's just like what Andre's saying. If you don't personally have nothing, there's nothing to take. There's nothing to be stolen from you. See, it's really it's a level of one step away from being personal liable for something. If you are a Dave Ramsey follower, Dave says that all the time. He says it all the time. Most of you guys probably never pay attention to it, but he says, nothing is in my name. He always says it. Now, the majority of you really don't know what that means when he says it. Hey, nothing's in my name. What's that mean? Why he says nothing in his name? But then you say, oh, he don't want to get sued. And yeah, that is true. That's true. Nothing can be taken if it's, but it's also you don't have any liabilities. There's no liabilities. So if somebody comes over to you, because people are in debt, they do desperate things. So say like you have a party at your house and somebody is desperate for money and they see you have a big, nice house, and then they come over to your house and have an accident. Now, I know people don't believe that is true, that it can happen to them, but you have no idea the financial situations people are in until you see their personal credit report. You don't know. Wow, this person must have insurance here. I'll fall and I'll be sue or whatever. No liabilities, exactly. All right, well, I'm going to wrap this up, you guys. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. All right. Afternoon, excuse me. It's 12 o'clock here. Afternoon. All right, until next time. Later.